The new lead singer is a chick. Apparently, she's a Scientologist.
Yep.
Doesn't really give a two about mental health. And that is a big...
What they say.
I mean, she didn't say anything, but Scientology doesn't really care about mental health and all that or whatever, right? They don't really give a shit. And I guess she's a Scientologist. Chester Bennington committed suicide, mental health, all that good stuff. So
I do.
So yeah, that's quite, you know what? We can get a little more into that after a while, but yeah, man. I mean, Covino and Rich were off Monday. They were in Chicago. They spent a total of 20 hours there. I have some stuff, some feedback.
That's probably enough.
But yeah, there were some things that went on. I know on Have Smut they said there were some things that have been going on Fox Sports, everything. So where do you want to get started today, El Cucuy?
Well, I want to give Andrew his second for a second because he recognized it. So we got to start with this.
What's up, nigga? You got 5 balls on the ground? Yeah, nigga, you know, babe. All right, then let's bounce it. SFC, don't give me no bammer weed. We don't smoke that shit in the SFC. Don't give me no bammer weed.
There you go, Drew.
All right, there. That was for Andrew Sims. Yep. You know, it's funny because Andrew Sims, I think he, from what I hear, he's almost big a fan of Northern California hip hop as you are, Doug. You, Danny G.
You know, when you appreciate at that level, you don't even compete. You just appreciate. What? You just appreciate his love for the same love that you got for the same thing.
Dog, and Juice just jumped in. He hit me up. There was something that he actually mentioned that he wanted us to talk about. And it was, he hit me up, I think yesterday, and he said that Nicole had made a reference to where she was, let me see if I can find the message. Let me see. Follow me, but don't lose your grip, or what does they say?
Ooh.
All right, so this dude said, okay, he said, maybe you can bring it up, or maybe you heard it. When Nicole was on, Covino said she might be a chosen one. He put, which I do believe they said before, that if there's a chosen one, that means that both Covino and Rich have hit it. So was there a subliminal message there, or something, a little code that maybe they were hoping only the loyals could get? The true Carls, because Juice caught that, dog, and I didn't catch that. So I don't know. So we've been speculating for years. Did Rich hook up with Nicole? But now, dog, I'm like, could there be more to that? Then I don't know. I know he said on Smut one time that he was there when her and a chick were making out. So, and they were in a hot tub, I thought he said. And I could be wrong about the hot tub part, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I remember, too, a different scenario where Rich said that he hooked up with some chick and Nicole hooked up with her that night as well.
Oh, well, maybe that was it.
So
that
are they splitting that story into two separate stories when it's actually one?
Or did they just split cheeks?
I don't know. So that's a good one. I'm glad that...
Hey, Nicole, you get the right side and I'll get the left.
Yeah. But it's something that it's cool. That's why I love this show that we do, because it's something where people get to catch other perspectives, things that I wouldn't have thought of. Juice is over here catching. Lisa said she caught it.
She caught it. Mm-hmm.
That there's a lot of history there. Yeah, that's crazy.
Either Sarah's out the loop or she's a strong woman, because there's energy, and it. Just the way he describes her as the hot chick that used to be at the desk. He was single for a good portion of those years, and they would go out together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you. I'm gonna go ahead and make a confession, but any fine chick, I never went into the friend zone because I like the friend zone. If I was ever in the friend zone, it was because that was her choice, right?
Oh, no, shit, 100%, dog.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm out with a hot chick and I'm a single young cat, of course, when we get faded, I'm gonna try to flirt with her and hit it. Like, who wouldn't? Now, don't be weird about it and creepy. And obviously, if the science ain't there, back the hell off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I feel you though. Right.
Especially if you got drunk, you get a little flirty, a little flirts to a little dirty.
I thought we were just friends.
Okay, my bad. We are. No, hey, can I get you another drink?
Yeah,
we are. My bad.
Right.
Hey, my bad. We are. That's how you get friend zoned. That's the only way you should get friend zoned.
You go, wait, what do you mean? Did you think there was? No.
Well, no, or respectfully, like you can get respectfully friend zoned. You could try to flirt with them, it fall flat, like, okay, my bad, and then now you're just cool with her. Like, it could happen. Like, you can get friend zoned. That's fine. But at the same time, you don't just
been a million times, and I'm good friends with a lot of the chicks as well. So, I mean,
and you don't just dive into it. Not with the super hot ones. Now, there might be some chicks that you go into the friend zone willingly because maybe it's not worth it. You know what I mean, or whatnot. And you're like, I do like her, and she is cool. When we hang out, we do have a lot of fun. And yeah, I would stab it, but I don't know if I want to stab it forever, right? So I'm cool. I'm cool where I'm at. But that's for like mids.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you. Fetal eye acting up or what?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Sorry, bro.
No, it's all good.
Fetal eye is going underneath his bed. Did you hear that? Oh, he just turned his bed over.
You know what's funny is that we a few, maybe even like 5 or 6 episodes ago, we were talking about, can you change your dog's name? And I was over here saying, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. And for the last 3 months, El Cucuy's been calling this dog Fetal Eye, and that's all he responds to now.
Hey, I mean, I could say it right now, and he's going to come right here. Watch, ready?
Let's hear it.
Fetal Eye. Fetal Eye. And I'm looking dead at you. I'm not making no head movements. I'm not doing no funny stuff. Oh, there we go. There's Fetal Eye. Fetal Eye. Say hi to the camera, Fetal Eye. Oh, Fetal Eye. Anyways, that was a good. Hey, that was good for our show, though. I think because we did a little research theory, right? We had to research the theory.
Mm-hmm. Lisa says you can change anyone's name, and it's true. My brother had a good friend growing up. His name was Yoni, right? About 7, 18, whatever. Whenever you're legally able to, he changed his name to Steven. He's been Steven the last like 40 years. So I guess he can, yeah. Well,
and you know what? And let's be honest. You know how I knew that you could? Because everybody that's from a real neighborhood, and I'm not saying the ghetto, but just like, I don't care if it was the 70s and you were close knit, or it is the ghetto, or the projects, or an apartment complex. If you were from a tight knit group, you probably had 3, 4, 5 nicknames, anyways.
Yeah,
I got 3 or 4.
Yeah.
El Cucuy's not even my most famous nickname.
Yeah.
That's one of my least favorite nicknames.
You know what? You know what?
Because no one just calls themselves, hey, I'm the boogeyman. Nice to meet you. No, someone has to give you a nickname for it to be a nickname. Thank you, Lisa.
Let me see.
Hey, Fetal Eye. Lisa said you're cute.
I just hit up Luis and I told him to jump on if he's free, because speaking of nicknames, there's one that if I say it, you're gonna be like, nah, you made it up. So I'm gonna have him, if he jumps on, him say it. So you be like, oh, all right, this isn't made up. This isn't fiction. This is nonfiction.
True.
Un secreto.
Lisa asked me what my real name was.
Lisa,
I'll tell you later.
Your real name?
I'll tell you later, Lisa.
It's like not knowing about the Vilchitskis. You know what's funny?
Hey,
my daughter.
It's got 4 letters unabbreviated or uncut short. How about that? I'll give you a hint.
Uncut. No, it's funny.
It's like Mike, but not Mike.
One time my daughter was like, what's Rich's last name, Daddy? Isn't it like Wazowski or something?
Wazowski.
And I was like, close enough. She knew it was something like that. And so I just thought of the dude.
Your kids calling him Wazowski.
I thought of the dude from, what is it? Monsters, Inc. Mike Wazowski. Yeah.
Why do I keep thinking about that little kid on Rugrats with the football head?
Doug, you're confusing shows.
Maybe, but
Tommy didn't have a football head. Hey Arnold had a football head.
Well, no, yeah, Hey Arnold, that's who it was.
Yeah, I had Drew Hey Arnold behind me over here, and it's still bleeding through the paint. I gotta paint it again. But anyway, yeah, man. But I know there was something that happened on Have Smut, they said, that actually crossed over to Covino and Rich, and it was a story about Rich's high school girlfriend. Do you want to let us in on this one?
No, you let us in on this one.
All right, I'll tell the story. You can start with the commentary.
All right.
So a few weeks ago, Rich had mentioned that he found like his old high school yearbooks, And in one yearbook, he saw his high school girlfriend was like,
did he do it because Covino did it?
Probably, you know, just like he just sent all of his iMemory stuff because Covino did it. So, but he had checked his yearbook and his girlfriend from high school had said like, I can't wait for you to go to Syracuse and we'll move out to LA one day and you could be a famous broadcaster or some shit. And all of that she mentioned was true, except Sarah was the person that ended up doing all that with him. But what do you think about that? You think that's pretty crazy or?
Well, I mean, for most people, I think it is. For Rich, I don't. Rich, as much as we bag on Rich and as foolish as he is most of the time, he is a true professional. Well, not necessarily on the Patreon, but in every other aspect of his life, he's a true professional. I don't think he pulls that serious. He didn't at ESPN, SNY, or Fox. And no, I think Rich can accomplish anything he sets his mind to. And if that's what he truly was setting his mind to, yeah, I think that he's right where he planned on being because he followed through.
I think that's really, really cool because, and then you think about it, a broadcaster, that's something that in high school to have that kind of foresight, is that I don't know if that's the correct word,
yeah.
But to have that in high school, I think that's cool, dog, because in high school, all I wanted to do was be part of like Blink-182 and, you know, like just like some stupid wild dream, right? But this was actually realistic. And Covino even mentioned, he was like, as a kid, if you'd have asked me, I would have been like, I want to play for the Yankees. You know?
Right.
But it's crazy that Rich actually had
I never knew
the seed. Yeah.
I never knew until I was in my 30s.
Yeah, you know what Lisa said, that girl planted the seed in the universe and manifested Rich's destiny. She should have manifested herself in there a little harder. Because she was like, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. She should have been like, and I will be there every step of the way.
I know this too. He manifested himself into not being a nerd anymore when he got rid of those big old Chris Sabo goggles, and he ain't ever tried to go back. He's worked his ass off to be the cool guy ever since.
It's crazy because, you know, I used to love when I was a kid on like Maury and Jenny Jones and Ricky Lake. They'd have Geek to Chic where they'd have some dork and they, you know, in high school, I was a nerd and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then they'd come out now and they were like a big buff stripper dude or freaking, you know, whatever, some hot chick or whatever. Right. And it's funny because I think Rich could have done one of those Geek to Chic things. You know, he had the braces and the huge glasses and with the tan tint looking like Elton John.
And then just call him Richie Wizanowski or whatever your daughter calls him. And yeah, that's it.
Rich Wazowski. Yeah. He goes from Rich Wazowski to Rich Davis. You know, this is Rich Davis.
To his one. Good hair. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I think that's funny. They should do a TV show.
Yeah. You know,
maybe he'll do a highlight reel from his videos. Maybe he can make a little highlight reel like that.
Lisa goes, I don't think Rich knew what he wanted to be back then. But I mean, apparently he at least mentioned it at least once, you know?
He got goggles.
Who the hell is Chris Sabo?
He used to play third base for the Reds. He had goggles. I mean, he wore goggles.
Oh, is that the reference you dropped?
Yeah,
that went right over my head.
No, they weren't glasses. They were Richie had goggles.
See, for me, if you would have said something like Horace Grant, I would have caught that one. You know,
I think Chris Sable's were worse.
Really, Horace Grant's were like wrapped around his head, and
Chris Sable played the late early 80s, early 90s.
Doug, yeah, no, Horace Grant's were clear, but he was black, so they made him look extra white.
I'm gonna find him right here. Chris Sable goggles.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good reference though. I mean, I missed it, but
that's all right. Yeah, here, look, check it out. I'll show you in the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he looks like Elton John, dog. Like he's about to go perform.
Yeah, no, Chris Sable had some goggles.
All right, well, appreciate that. Appreciate that reference and that history lesson.
Yeah, that's all right. That's what we're here for.
So yeah, let me see what else happened. Oh, so they went to Chicago and Spot was bagging on them because they had gotten.
Are we gonna do this again? I don't want to bag on this again. I don't.
All right. Well, Doug, I don't want to either, but it's part of what happened. He was bagging on them.
Now bring it up. I'm getting it's entrapment. When they talk about entrapment, this is what it is. Because I'm gonna have something to say.
Well, okay, so they had their event. They were at their hotel, and they went to eat somewhere like across the street. And Spot's like, "Well, you guys were in Chicago. You didn't go get some this and that." And Rich was like,
"Go get what? I missed it. Go get what?
I don't know, like deep dish pizza or some shit."
How about I don't want no deep dish pizza? Why don't you go get it?
Well, Rich was like, "Listen, here's our event. Here's our hotel." And we went to the nearest place. Like literally, it was like across the street. And Spot's like, "Well, if you wanted this and this," he like pulled up a map. He was like, "You only had to go over the bridge and cross the river to right here." And Rich is like, "We would have to go across the river." And he was like, "Yeah, but it's not that far of a commute." And then they were like, "We just walked across the street." That was, so.
Hey, bro, what's worth it to you might not always be worth it to me. And I'm going to tell you straight out. I just had a Chicago pizza. The original, they said on the box, the first Chicago deep dish pizza, Uno Pizzeria. Well, they sell frozen ones at Walmart. And it was good. I baked it in a pizza oven and it came out good. But I don't like all that nasty sauce on top like that.
I do.
I don't. Like, I don't like tomatoes. Not like that. Like, that was way too much. Like, how are you going to bury the pepperoni and the cheese? The crust was good. That part was delicious. But, like, how are you going to smother them with tomato sauce? Like, I worked at a pizza parlor and I didn't do that. We always went like normal sauce or light sauce.
Today I made the dopest sandwich I've made in 25 years, maybe.
And I don't hate tomatoes as much as I dislike tomato sauce.
Dog, I got some bacon and I made that shit. And while that cooking, I threw some bell peppers in that and chopped up some tomatoes in that. Then I toasted some bread. I never go all out. If I make a sandwich, it's cold or whatever.
You sound like you're going all out.
So this time, dog, I was like, I should do this more often. Toasted the bread, dog. Then I fried the bologna, right? Like it's 1992, right? In the bacon grease, right? Fucking
that's
threw
fire.
that bitch on there with the bacon.
I'm looking at a jar over there right now.
Dog, the bell peppers. Then I put some sriracha mayo on it and some little hot sauce. Dog.
You see? Me too, Funky Monkey.
Well, now I'm getting hungry. That was so good. That hit spots I didn't know I had. So,
is GPS?
Nah.
You know what I did? You know what I did do tonight though? I made some sopes, and I used bacon grease to fry the asada. I cooked it in bacon grease, and I had already marinated in Chef Morito and a lime. And I hit it in that bacon grease. I usually put in olive oil or vegetable oil just to kind of get it to stick or whatever. But slap some bacon grease in that bad boy.
Yeah.
God damn.
And dog, there's just a new gym that opened, right? So I just signed up for that because I was like, I think they've been open in like a week, and they have a sauna in this one. I've never even been in a sauna in my whole life.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Saunas are dope.
I had to get my final meal in, so I could pretty soon, be all fucking yoked and.
Macho Man Daniel Simmons, yeah.
Just give me like 2 months, dog. 2 months. You're not even gonna recognize.
I'm gonna give you 3, eh?
All right, go ahead.
We both knew a guy. Just don't post it every day.
Oh yeah, shout out to him. Let me see.
Give me updates.
Let me see. Oh, you know what, Doug? So apparently Jordan has this crazy fear of spiders, to where Covino said she's out on the fucking balcony and like every day spraying them, and Rich was like, well,
that might not be good. That's a lot of pesticide.
Yeah. Well, apparently,
don't tell Shank that in Humboldt.
Apparently, dog, she's out there. Covino said she's out there like every night spraying them and doing all this shit. So
there's a thing called Lost Coast something. I forgot. I'll figure it out. Lost Coast. It's a blue bottle and you can spray. It's natural. It's peppermint oil and like natural stuff. If you're going to be out there blasting all the time, spray natural.
Yeah.
There's certain cinnamons and peppermints and scent combinations that they do not like.
Yeah. Andrew says I'm going to be flexing like Spot. But you know what?
And he's going to use GPS.
No. Can we just drop the GPS? I'm not going to. But yeah, Doug, I'm excited actually because you know what, Doug? I've been like going for these like walks and bike rides and shit or whatever. And I was like trying to be a cheap. So I was like, Doug, I could do this shit out of the gym, right? but I like lifting and shit.
No,
like I like fucking.
You need the gym.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what, like.
At bare minimum, you need the $11 Planet Fitness at the bare minimum. And if you can get one with the sauna, you need that. Just pay the money and go there.
Yeah. Well, you could actually, dog. You could even get this one. This one has a $9.99 intro, and it has a sauna. You could use a sauna and everything. But I went for the upgraded one because for like $30, they have like a play for your kid and all this or whatever. They'll like watch them or whatever.
You're gonna get sick every time they go.
So just in case, I'm like. Me and my daughter, I'm like, hey, go make some friends. I'm gonna buff,
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, what else is on your mind?
See, Andrew's right. She better be careful. She's gonna mess up Theo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want. No, we don't have a sauna either, Lisa. I have to go to 2 gyms if I want to do the sauna.
Oh yeah, but it's dope because Doug, this one has those like hydro beds and shit, like
that's what we got. That yeah.
So this one has that. It has tanning and it has the sauna and it has like you bring a friend and all that shit. Yeah. So I'm excited. Doc, I was like, you know what? I didn't want to go cheap, just trying to try it out and then be looking at the shit that I don't have access to. I'm like, fuck it, just go all out, try it. And see how it is, and then if you dig it, or you kind of learn, I don't really use that, then downgrade or whatever. Then, but I think just to get started, I think it's cool to go premium. You want, yeah, no, for sure. The sauna for me always works because that's what I would always do. Like we've talked about our weight loss journeys or whatnot, and every single time I had lost that much weight, like 35, 30, 40 pounds, it always involved cardio and the sauna. Mm-hmm. And it was usually 25 minutes of just straight cardio, whether you want to walk up a 15 incline and do a mile and a half, or you want to ride 6.5 miles on the exercise bike. But you got to get your heart pumping. Mm-hmm. You got to do cardio. So usually what mine consisted of was trying to watch what I eat, but drinking a load of water, 2 gallons a day, 1.5 gallons a day, doing 25 to 30 minutes of cardio, going straight in the sauna right after that. 25, 30 minutes in the sauna, sweat another 3-4 pounds off. And usually if you really want to do it and have an impact, do that shit at night. So all you got to do is go home and shower and you ain't going to eat. So your fat ain't going to put it back on because you'll lose another pound or 2 while you sleep. Yeah. You know what?
You know what I mean?
I think, I mean, I've heard this before. I think I got it mixed up though. I thought you said carbos and enchiladas. You said cardio and sauna.
Yeah, no, carbos and enchiladas.
I'm here all week, guys. So.
All right.
You
got jokes.
Lisa, is that a stand-up thing? What did Lisa say?
The gym at the hospital has a nice pool and sauna.
Red light therapy. Oh, red light therapy.
Yeah.
I've heard about that shit. I don't really know what it is either, though. But it's supposed to be some like, is it? If it is what I think it is, it's like intra red or what is it? Intra. The shit where they could like see the walls and they see heat.
I thought I gave you a boner, but I guess I'm wrong. No, but at P-Fit, what's tight about P-Fit, especially over here in the POC, or the Poke, I should say, no one ever uses those beds or chairs. So they always tell you to go in the hydro bed first because it gives you and it loosens you up, and then you hit the massage chair when you're done.
Oh, damn. You know what? I actually noticed that too when I had a Planet Fitness membership here. I was like, yeah, I'm going to hit those beds all the time. And then I hit them very rarely, so... I don't know. I agree.
How do I agree with both Funky Monkey and Andrew? Yes, intermittent fast. See, that's another thing. So this last time that I did it here a couple years ago, so if you go back to like episode 49, I look like I ate 3 cheese pizzas in the same day. But when I was over here at the Steezel and I was working there, that's what I would do. I just wouldn't eat all day. I would be at work all day till 5 o'clock. And I had to go to bed at 10. So all I would do is on my lunch break, I would go ride the bike for a half an hour and sit in the sauna for 20 minutes. And then I would shower and go back to work, but I wouldn't eat till I got off. And then when I got home at 5 or 6, I would eat a little bit of dinner, just not pig out, and just drink a shitload of water and not have nothing else before bed. And then just 1 meal a day.
Dog, it's keep it infrared.
Oh, okay.
I kept saying infrared.
All right.
I finally caught it, so I was proud of myself.
Hey, at least I can laugh at you if you say it wrong.
Yeah. Oh, but anyway. Anyway, besides the cardio and the gym and me posing like Spot. You know what? There was another light. Dog, I swear, I don't want to bag on Spot. I'm just, these are just observations.
It's entrapment. I'm just saying right now, I've said it once already. It's entrapment. I'm trying to, I like Spot. I really do. I think he's a little weird, but he's a nice guy.
Covino and Rich were bagging on him because of like the selfies he posted. Like he posted one recently.
Well, they're thirst traps.
He was
Dude,
like,
you're 40 something. I mean, how many 40-year-olds are doing that?
Well, that's what they were making fun of him for. And he was like, I post like 2 pictures a year. And I was like, hold on.
He posts 2 pictures a day.
That was a lie.
That was a lie.
I was like, what the hell is he talking about? 2 a year? He's so full of dog. That's not even. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
And I like Spot. I complimented him on one of the pictures he posted. I was like, dog, ever since you shaved that beard, I was like,
yes,
your face looks hella thin. And
he does look a lot better with the stash. He looks like I'm just waiting for him to pop out a flannel.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what he looks like? He looks like that guy on what was that show where he cheated and they had the problem with that he cheated on the blonde chick with her friend Raquel. He's in a band. It just happened. It was like last season. I don't watch those shows, but obviously it made a load of headlines.
Was it like a what are you talking about? Like
it's one of those reality shows, and the dude, he was with Ariana, the blonde chick, and he cheated with her friend Raquel, and then he went to rehab, and he's in a band. I forgot his name. I forgot the guy's name.
I don't know.
But Spot looks like him.
Speaking of
with him with the mustache
in a band, Dave Grohl just came out, and he hasn't. You know,
I'm here, but I'm not.
Yeah, here I'll change it.
No, we're good.
Okay, so Dave Grohl just came out, and apparently he has a new baby. And it's with some chick that's not even his wife. So I guess there's some Vanderpump Rules is what it was.
Yes, Vanderpump Rules. What's the dude's name, Lisa? Tom Sandoval. Spot Sandoval.
Yeah, well, Funky Monkey, that's where I went. So Dave Grohl just came out, had a baby, out of wedlock, out of, whatever, outside of his marriage. And Covino and Rich were saying, like, man, that was always a dude you kind of saw as like a straight dude living his life normal and whatever. And then this goes and happens. But to me, dog, the bigger story than that is like, isn't Dave Grohl like in his 50s?
He's just being sloppy. And
we had before this show started.
Well, for our friend in need.
Yeah. So we'll get to that right now. But I guess we can kind of branch off right now into that. But Dave Grohl is, 50 some odd years old and having a baby right now? Like, that's crazy.
Well, and Lisa's right. I feel bad for his kids because he's famous enough. Like, it's one, because even if you're not famous, right, the kids are going to get shamed because the local people are going to know.
Well, even think about Nickelback's kids, just because they made corny rock music, their kids were getting, And
well, they only made corny rock music and called themselves Nickelback because they couldn't play quarterback and got cut from the team.
That's true too.
So they had to settle for a Nickelback. Man. Who's better, Nickelback or Tom Brady?
Yeah. So Lisa says it correctly. 55-year-old man can still have a baby. So wrap it up. And yeah, we could wrap up that conversation because we have a friend in need. A friend of the show hit us up, and our friend Roger, he hit us up and he was like, hey,
Roger,
been listening to the show a long time. I always slide more D. My girlfriend slides more Cucuy. And
hey, motherfucker, can you stop? Feel what? Sorry, he's over here flipping dog beds and sorry. See, and that's real quick. And I got to say that the one bad thing about changing your dog's name is he takes on a new persona. That's Fetal Lie. Have you, in all the times that we've been recording, has Chapo Jenkins ever turned over beds?
No.
Fetal Lie has done it the last 2 shows.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's been wild.
Well, we turned him into someone else.
So our friend in need, we said we weren't going to use his real name, so we'll call him Roger. He hit us up and he said, I've been talking to a girl, right, for a minute. And it's been 6 months, 8 months ish, right? He's been talking to this chick, and they've been hitting it off, but they are completely different at the core of it, right? So this dude likes to, have a couple of drinks, smoke a J here and there, whatever. She's very, adios le pido type of, in the name of the Father, Espiritu Santo, all that good stuff. So she
powerful.
She is in all that. So I know they sent us both the friend in need. You want to kind of elaborate on it, El Cucuy?
I think he was just saying basically like he doesn't. he doesn't want to change, and he doesn't know if it's going to work if he don't change. And I guess he was saying he put a lot of work, and I guess there's some like crazy circumstances where it requires him to do all kind of like take time off of work and whatnot. And, and he's just, I guess he's wondering if it's worth it.
But you're missing the biggest part of the story.
What I miss?
He's kind of, he's already kind of like, I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know, if she's going to accept these things where I like to have a drink and she's super against it or whatever.
Right.
And recently he met somebody else. And
that's right.
He was partaking in some of these activities. That's when he met this chick. So he knows this chick is completely down with it. Little different. She's a little more, I guess, on par with morals and, kind of what they think is good, what they think is bad, whatever.
Realistic. I think that's what he said. He said one was extremely hardcore and then one was hardcore, but a little more like realistic.
Mm-hmm. So the friend in need was, what does he do? And I hit him back and I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, you got to really weigh both options. He actually, I'm not going to share the pictures, but he sent a couple of pictures.
You're saying he should take the skinny one?
And
is that what you're saying? Oh, my bad. I misunderstood what you said.
But you know what? There's a good point. One's skinnier.
No, are they?
One's a little thicker, but just curvier.
Oh, that's right. That's what you did say.
So it's kind of like there's definitely one that I would like on paper. I'd be like, oh yeah, that one's more attractive. But is that it? Is that all you're going for? Or you know what I'm saying? So then it's just like this dude. He's Andrew Sims' age. So he's like, do I want to start a family right now? Andrew was telling us about how his kids use his address for everything, right?
Right.
But would Andrew want to be starting another family at this age? So that's what the religious one is thinking about doing. So this other one kind of has already her family, her kids, whatever, they're grown. So Roger's like, kind of, what do I do? So he hit up the after show, but later. We're not therapists. I have a degree in educational psychology.
I'm just a doctor.
So
I'm probably going to tell you something you don't want to hear.
So what would your advice be, El Cucuy?
I don't know.
And Sim says he wouldn't want to start over right now and start a whole nother, start from zero.
It's tough because I don't know. You got to follow your heart. You do. You absolutely do. However, you don't want to make the wrong choice. And so I don't know. It's a tough one. To be honest, I don't have the answer because I can't point you in the direction and then it not work. You're like, but you said. That one's got to come from the soul and the whole. It just does. And
I think that's just really what the advice is. Give it some thought, kind of weigh your options and just think of long term. If you're not going to want to start another family and that's where this one wants to go, let them know that. And then maybe they'll make the decision for you,
Yeah. No, for sure. That's great advice because that's even, if you're just communicating effectively and you're being open and honest about, what's realistic for you and they can't accept that, then that's kind of your way out without being wrong. You're like, hey, as long as I think you're better off to be upfront and get it out there.
Well, there was actually a friend in need. There's a show I listened to. It's called Stavi's World, right? It's this fat Greek dude. He's a comedian. And he's actually on the show Tires. Remember the fat bald guy?
Oh, yeah.
Long hair? Mm-hmm. So that dude on his podcast, he has a friend in need segment, and this dude was saying he called in and he said that he has a 12-year-old from a previous relationship, and that he got a vasectomy right before he met his lady, right, his current lady, and so she wants to have a family, and he's been kind of leading her on, saying that he's thinking about reversing it, but he called in the show. He's like, I don't want to reverse it. I have my kid. I don't want to do that. So they were like, be upfront with her and let her know, hey, I really don't want to reverse it. And maybe she'll make the choice for you. Cause he's like, do I leave her? Do I stay in it? I don't want a kid, but she does, like, so it's kind of like, I guess, be honest with her and then let that see what happens, Yeah.
Lisa says, coward, let her make the decision for you.
Well, I'm just saying the decision will be made for you, right? If you tell her how you honestly feel, I mean,
well, you have to communicate. If you're feeling if you're still in a certain way,
because right now if you're just holding it back right now, then I feel like that's more of a coward move. But if you let them know,
because now you're being evil and you're misleading.
Because now you let it on. You say, hey, this is what's going on. Now, not, I guess, make the decision for you. But if she says, hey, I'm out, she did make the decision for you, you know? So.
Well, you definitely need to communicate. The minute that you really, truly feel that way, I think it's unfair to not share it if you don't think it's something you can overcome. Like sleep on it for 24, 48, or 72 hours. But if these are concerns that you're having and it's worrying you, you should share that.
Yeah.
No, but I think they're new. They're new, Lisa. I think that he's like 6-7 months into a relationship. So
yeah, it'd be different if they were together for
years,
3 years, even 2 years, you know?
And you know what, to be honest, in my opinion, I mean, you probably shouldn't be with somebody and start talking about having kids until probably even longer than that, unless they just got pregnant. Like, you can't meet someone and 3 months later, like, hey, I'm going to have your baby. Huh?
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to have kids from when I was in like high school. I was like, yeah, I'm a dad.
Well, I want to have a kid now, but I got to figure, if I was to do that, if that was my decision in life and I was to choose to do that, I would still have to figure out with who. Mm-hmm. It still have to be the right person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but Andrew's right. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's why we got a friend in need. But you know what? Everyone that dude told so far, didn't you read that in there in the email that everyone that he told agreed with you?
Yeah. So that's a relationship, according to Funky Monkey.
You know what, Funky Monkey? That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
He's in over his head. That's what it sounds like. He's in over his head.
So Roger, if you're listening, you have some decisions to make. You got to sleep on it a couple of times, maybe, it's like that. It's like that, what is it that after you bust that clarity you have, where you're like, what was that?
I need a cigarette.
You know what I'm saying?
I need a bong rip.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. You sleep on it, then you wake up the next day and you can really think about it and see what conversations you need to have or need to be had or whatever. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's good. I think we got him some good advice.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope he hits us up and gives us an update. I don't know if he always listens live. So Roger, if you're listening, if you're future dude, let us know what happens in a couple of weeks, and maybe we can go ahead and give a friend in need update. So let's go to some of the feedback. We have Lisa saying, if you get married saying we want kids, but then after one guy says, yeah, I'm done, the woman still says, yeah, I want two, it's tricky. Oh,
yeah, that is tricky.
Yeah,
it is.
I think that's kind of a combination between the two friend in needs, the one from Stavros from his podcast and the one we had. So it is tricky, especially it's trickier if you get into the relationship.
It's not even tricky. That's a main issue. That is the main issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the biggest commitment a human being can make.
Mm-hmm.
Is to bring another life into this world that, God willing, will be around until it's not your time anymore.
Yeah.
That is the biggest commitment and responsibility a human being can have, is having a child.
Yeah. So
can you tell me a bigger one?
No. And that's one thing that I think, even like in Covino's situation, he has Melody. She's about to be 15 in November, right? And Jordan doesn't have any kids. So if she really wants kids, and Covino isn't against it. He always says he wants Junio and Julio and all of his other kids, So he's not against it. But if he would have came into the relationship telling her like, oh, sure, we'll have kids, just because he thought she was bad, and now they're in this many years, 7-8 years into their relationship, and she's like, you know what? I'm getting older. We should have kids now. And he's like, I'm just kidding. I don't want to have kids. That'd be because he
Bro,
didn't waste their time.
I got a buddy. So I got another buddy. He didn't necessarily call in, and I'm just sharing his business, but he did that. So yeah, same thing. He had some kids, got his tubes tied, and then he did get into a relationship with a chick much younger than him. I mean, not weirdo young, but he was over 40 and she was like 27 or 6 or whatever. And that chick wanted kids, and he couldn't give them to her. And I don't think that he even wanted to give them to her. But now he's got a new chick that he's digging, and this chick is, she's not the same kind of chick, so he's willing to do that for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of times too
Depends on the person.
It depends on the person, because I mean, I swore I was never going to have kids again and whatnot. I met one person. I'm like, well, maybe, not that I would, but at least it makes it's the individual.
Yeah.
That's your connection. Your connection for me, is can I trust you? If I'm going to have a kid with you, I got to know that in my heart, outside of basic disagreements, I'm not going to be rude or disrespectful to you or say nothing. That I'm going to build you, not break you down. And I need you to do the same thing for me. And I need to have some type of connection with you where I don't think that this kid's going to go through a dual parent marriage.
Yeah.
Or upbringing, because I don't want to do that. That's not. It's tough, because it's not in the best interest in most cases to stay with the mom or the dad for the kid. If you're going to be saying nasty shit and tearing each other down in front of the kid, you might as well leave. But then if you leave, it has its own challenges. So I don't want no part of none of that.
I think we have another friend in need type question that just came up as we speak. If you are expecting and you have kids, not toddlers, but they're, elementary school kids, when do you let them know that they're going to be having a sibling?
That's true.
Right away? Is it a few months in? Is it, I don't know, because
I'd probably say at least a second trimester.
I've asked my daughter before. There's days where I'm like, Kennedy, I'm like, do you want a sibling? And she'll be like, no. Another day she's like, yeah, but only if we can name it Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship. And I'm like, all right. And then so I'm like, would you have to get on one of those days where she's like, yeah, I do want one. And you're like, surprise, you're having one. I don't know. That's another good question.
No, you'd have to, I wouldn't say nothing until like the second trimester, because there's a lot of stuff, that could happen in the first couple months for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I remember, Doug, I was actually supposed to have a brother that was like a year older than my sister, but my mom had a miscarriage.
My mom did too.
And I remember it was crazy because I always wondered how it would be to have a little brother, because me and my sister are tight as hell. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I wonder if I had a little brother, if I would just be like, get away from me, punk, And maybe it's because it was my little sister. I like babied her and then we became close.
Right.
But who knows? But anyway, Doug, a lot of family talk here on the after show, but later, the after family. But later.
You guys are what? Super tight?
Me and my sister, yeah. Yeah, we're really close.
Like knots or what? Like rope? You know how to do all the scouts or what? Like the bright knot and the butterfly bend and the alpine butterfly loop and the anchor hitch?
Nah. Yeah.
Not that tight.
In our chat, if you haven't even had that yet, then you might want to, not say nothing yet.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway.
Anywho, I got something.
What's up?
JD Vance, Rich was bagging on him for going swimming in a t-shirt.
Uh-huh.
And
Wait, definitely don't think... who the fuck is JD Vance? Football player?
He's Trumper Thumper's running mate.
Oh, yeah. No Trump Vance. Okay. My bad.
No, it's all good. You hurt my feelings.
I heard mine. I'm like, I'm that stupid. Okay.
Anyways, I guess they got him on TMZ and he's in like a full shirt swimming. Yeah. Man nibs poking out and everything.
Yeah.
And I guess they were bagging. Rich was saying in no way, shape, or form should you ever do that.
Full shirt?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever gone full shirt. I might go shirt, no sleeves. But I don't know if I've ever gone full t-shirt. But who knows, dog? Some of those shirts, they have like SPF 50 and built into them, so you won't get burnt.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like if you're a fair skinned person, because I'll tell you this time, when I went to Hawaii the first 4 or 5 times, I got sunburned so bad it was hard to enjoy the trip. Mm. So like I live where the weather's 60, 70 degrees. You're not really walking around outside with your shirt off all the time. I mean, it's just not that hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I would rather, but my arms, but my arms get dark because obviously I'm in the sun.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I would go to Hawaii, I wouldn't mind wearing the rash guard one. I don't see nothing wrong with that, but that's just my opinion. Especially if you got like it local and it says Maui with the islands on it and it's themed and that's what it's for. But no, you shouldn't go in there in your muumuu or your t-shirt or nothing like that.
I want to throw on, I want to lay out with like my belly hanging out, and I just want to put like, one of those things that you make like cookies with and you press it and it's like a snowman. Like one of those on your stomach. So when you take it off, it'll have that tan line around it and it'll be like a frosty or something. I think that'd be dope.
I mean, I don't know. And that's just me. But I'm not going to clown someone for a shirt. So I wouldn't even have brought it up. I'm just brought it up because Rich brought it up. So Lisa says she thinks a shirt is fine. I'm okay with a shirt too. I mean, I think
I just don't understand why it's so much of somebody's concern if you're doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'll give you a example. Remember that story I told where I farted and it came up behind me and it fucking smelled in the water? My homie's dad was like, "Mijo, take off your shirt, let everybody see your muscles," or whatever. Just like, and I was like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, dog." I was like, I had my cutoff shirt with my sleeves, like, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, "Hey, just kick back, right? I'm trying not to let people smell my fart. Leave my belly alone, right?"
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, "Hey, you
back up, bro.
Yeah. Kick back, like."
I got in like this because originally that's how I felt comfortable. Now you're just on me, guy. Chill out. If I wanted to get in without my shirt, I would have dived in.
Yeah, I would have dived in, but I don't need nobody to see it. Like everything right now, I ate some Maruchan.
But Lisa said that, she has lupus and that's why she shouldn't be in the sun. And she thinks the shirt is fine. And you never know why they're doing what they do. And I agree.
Yeah, exactly. What if I had all these marks and skin condition that I didn't want nobody to see, right?
And not only that, let me also tell you something. I'm tuned in right now. I'm sure you can look at me and you can tell I'm tuned in. Why are we talking about him wearing a shirt in the pool when we're 2 months away from the freaking election? Is that all you got, TMZ? You ain't better than talking about him swimming in a pool in a freaking t-shirt? That's the best. What was it, a slow night? No one out that night? Like, that's what you came up with? You guys are weak.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of voting and
put that on TikTok. They're weak.
They had the election or what is it? The where they talk is the debate tonight. So did you catch any of that or no?
No, I didn't catch any of it. I know I got to vote for the guy I got to vote for, but I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not waving a flag, and I'm not even going to judge or argue your opinion if you disagree. Either way you look at it, I'm not watching that. I'm not partaking in it. I'm going to pick the best dip I think that there is, and you can pick the dip you think who's best, and have at it. I'm not arguing with nobody. It ain't even worth it.
Dog, the other day, my little cousin, her husband hit me up, or actually we were together for a family dinner or whatever, and my little cousin's husband, he's like, "Hey D," he's like, "I saw your podcast," and I go, "Oh, for real?" He's like, "Yeah, I came across it," and I go, "What episode was it?" He's like, "It's one where you're talking about taking a," and I go, "Hey kid," his name's Kid, right? I go, "You're gonna have to be a little more specific because we talk about taking a lot of podcasts." So he gave me the rundown. I got to know what episode it was, but
that's
I was just like, "Oh, all right."
But Lisa, I will say this: if he's only hiding a tattoo versus what all the other presidents have hidden, we're probably winning.
Yeah.
I don't care what his tattoo says. I'll be honest.
Need sleep. Funky Monkey, we'll see you. You have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for hanging out.
And Juice asked a while ago, he dipped out. He said, "What did he miss?" He kind of just missed our friend in needs that we had. So go back and listen to those, Juice. There was a couple of friends in need, so we hope you check those out.
Hey, what episode was the last one? What are we on?
260. I think that's 264, if I'm not mistaken. There's one that's going out tomorrow that we talked about, remember? And then there's this one that will be out like Sunday or something. Okay.
Can you send me the link for 264 to my cell phone?
This one or for the one before that?
The one before it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thanks. Right on.
For sure.
Thank you.
But anyway, let me know how much more you have, because I think we've been going for a minute.
Well, I got on Smut. Rich and Nicole. Nicole was talking about Parker joining the lacrosse team, and Rich goes in, and that's because you were on the lacrosse team. And then he's like, lacrosse players are douches. If you go see some people from JP Chase Morgan, they probably played lacrosse. Do you think lacrosse is a douchey sport? And they also brought up, Nicole brought up water polo. Are those douchey sports to you?
I don't want to say they're douchey, but this should tell you, I don't know what lacrosse is. Is it where they run with that thing that looks like a basket?
With sticks. Yeah, it looks like a stick in a basket, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I know what that is. So I think that's douchey. And then polo, or what'd you say? The water polo, or what'd you say?
Water polo.
Water polo. Now, I know they're in a pool and they have those little hair things on their head. They're like the do-rags of the pool. How do they play their game, though? They got like a goal or some
to be honest, I don't know the rules. I know you got to get the ball through the hoop and you got to get the thing in the goal. I don't know all the details. But you know what? Why douchey? That sounds to me, I mean, like an insecure statement because he never tried it. You know, who cares why they play it? If that's the sport Bob from Chase Morgan is good at, let Bob play a sport.
I think the reason why it's kind of douchey is because it's usually things that you only see in more like well-off communities and shit. So that's where the douche comes from. Because like even like what is it, like Formula One racers and shit, you have to have like money to do that kind of sport. Or even like cheer, and it's usually like people that are loaded that are doing that kind of shit. You know, like because that shit's expensive.
But you don't think maybe it's regional, like why football here is number one, but football is number one in the world? Like maybe that's just an East Coast thing. Because people out here don't play that. Well, they play water polo, but they don't play lacrosse. Do they?
I never met one person who even knew what lacrosse was.
Yeah, I've never met a lacrosse player in my life. I do know some water polo players, but that's because when I did go to Clovis High for about 4 months, they were big into swimming and those sports. So, yeah. And plus they were stoners.
I remember
water polo players are stoners.
I asked my Thea if she knew how to play lacrosse, and she said, "Yeah, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit." And I go, "No, not lacrosse."
She made the cross.
She made no, Thea, not lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
Not lacrosse.
No Cristo.
Yeah,
that's great. But anyways, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. You know who I follow on Instagram? Who? And I'm so happy I do. Because when I see these funny ass posts, oh no, we got some clips.
Oh, you want me to get to the clips?
Yeah.
I actually,
but you know who's funny as that needs his own podcast?
Who?
Nicole's husband, Matt. That dude is, every word that comes out of his mouth
is funny
as hell. Vulgar and foul, and has me laughing my ass off.
All right. Well, here's one right here. Let me play this bad boy.
So hold on real quick. Lacrosse is a stick with the net and fling a heavy ball from Lisa. She said it's big in New York. And then Andrew said that he thinks you're right. East Coast sport.
All right, here we go.
All right.
A woman and a guy are so different as far as getting their hair done. Like a guy goes every 2, 3, 4 weeks.
A woman and a guy are so different when getting their hair done. Wait, what is it?
A woman and a guy are so different as far as getting their hair done. Like a guy goes every 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Okay, first of all, that's a bunch of because I got my haircut on, I don't know, like Thursday or something.
Yeah, he doesn't represent guys. He represents Rich.
Yeah, and Doug, I got my haircut.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Read the chat.
Matt and Sarah should do a podcast. That would be
I agree. I
think, you know what, though? I know Sarah can hang, but I think Matt might be a little too vulgar for her. I think just
but they hang out in real life.
Rich, that's a good point.
And Nicole's vulgar as dog. Nicole's vulgar.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking it's different when it's your husband or your friend, and then it's like your friend's husband. It's kind of like
they're doing. Rich and Nicole are doing what's the same shit.
No, but they've known each other before they were even married. They're
too well, but they boned. I don't think Matt and Sarah have boned.
All right, let's play the next clip.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a boomer.
Too late.
I don't want to sound like the old guy.
Yeah.
But did I tell you about customer service these days? Yo, it's awful, dude. But I'll call Matt. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings only because it's across the street.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Don't even talk smack.
I'm not saying I'm too good for a chain restaurant, but I go to Buffalo Wild Wings once in a while. I take some of the guys from Fox Sports out because it's right across the street.
BW Dubs is my spot. That's my
You better be paying.
Honey barbecue. I got some lemon pepper.
Oh, and then I like they usually have like a Thai chili or some sort of like Asian, like a teriyaki. I always get one of those. Oh,
cheese curds appetizer.
Oh, I just love game food. I love game day food.
But I just want to about something for a second. They now have QR codes on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the waiter was like, order it with the QR code. And I'm like, you're here. Can I get another dozen wings? The QR code. I'm like,
okay.
And then I go, can I get another Moscow Mule? QR code. I'm like,
oh my God, did you... I would have taken him by the back of the head and slammed his face into my table.
You go to the QR code and there's no Moscow Mule. So now I'm like, all right, Tito's, add ginger beer. I'm like, no, I'm not opening my own cocktail. I'm not doing this.
I gotta be honest. I agree with him. Like,
I do too.
I would have been like, oh, no, see, I could already tell. This would have started an argument between me and my lady because I would have been so pissed. I would have got a little testy and I would have been like, then you pull out your phone and scan the QR code. I would have told the dude, you know? And it would have been a whole thing. And yeah, so, but yeah, that's crazy. Now he had to make his own drink on the app. What the give me a name tag and give me a hourly rate. This shit, get me out of here.
How do you raise prices and then make me do the work? And not only that, that's what happens when you give all these little trophies and tell them they're all the same and equal. They're not. Now they're all your shit up.
No, Doug, just like this morning, I actually talked to you this morning. I was at Walmart. And Doug, when I went to go pay, right, there's only self-checkouts, right? Mm-hmm. All the normal lanes were all closed, right? I guess they open after a certain time or something. But it was only the self-checkout. So this lady comes and stands next to me, right? She's like 315 years old. So she comes and she stands next to me. And I start scanning my shit, putting it in there.
Hey, Sonny.
And then
you need some help?
And then I scanned these tomatoes. And then I was like, going to put them in. And she's like, no. You need to weigh them. And I was like, then you do this for me. You know, if you're telling me to scan them, then I'm going to scan the way I scan it. So like, what the And then she's like, no. And then I was like, you're telling me, bitch, I don't work here. How about I stand to the side and you scan in my put it in my bag, you know?
Yeah, no. So it's, and I think, and I'm going to be honest, we have to recognize as a society what they're doing. Think the Uber model. Everybody's doing the Uber model. They get you to do the work and save a buck or make a buck.
Mm-hmm.
All those self-checkouts are doing, like if I'm in that check stand for 10 or 15 minutes and I make $100 an hour, shouldn't I get my wage in discount for doing their work?
Oh, Luis just joined in. You're right. And you're right.
You know, if I go to McDonald's now and you don't want to pay for people at the check stand, well, check it out. That's going to, if they're over 30 hours a week, that's going to save you benefit money. It's saving you an hourly wage and insurance and just in all the taxes you got to pay. Can I not get 10% off my meal if I got to ring it up myself?
Yeah. And think about like Doug, at the fucking end of your self-checkout, there should be a coupon for $10 next time I come in or whatever the you know?
Or something.
I don't know.
I know this, Walmart. You need to get your shit together because Amazon gives me $2.50 promotional video credits for watching Ford commercials, and you raise the prices when I ring myself out? Come on. Hey, Fetal Life, come and see now. Fetal Life scratching at the door. We after show, but later we created a monster.
You know what? Real quick at the beginning of the show, I don't know if he wants me to read that online, or on the air, but I had told Luis to jump in because when we first started, we were talking about nicknames, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Luis, once you see this in the 10-second delay or whatever, put it in the chat. There was a nickname I had, you know, and it started with D because obviously that's my name, but it was a 3-letter nickname.
They don't call you Barry?
They don't call me Barry. No, it was a 3-letter nickname, dog. It wasn't just D. They called me the D blank blank. So I'll let Luis put it in the chat if he remembers. He should remember, dog. All the ladies called me it. I don't get Amazon coupons, says Lisa. You know what?
Do you use a Fire Stick? if you use a Fire Stick, they'll try to make you watch promotional videos from time to time, and they'll give you a digital Amazon coupon credit where you can redeem it, like if you rent a movie or something.
Oh, did you hear Covino just upgraded all of his Fire Sticks in his house? The thing that tripped me out is I didn't know people had Fire Sticks in every TV at their house.
I do.
Really? You don't just have like a smart TV?
Hell no. Nope. Yeah, I do, but the Fire Stick's better. It's easier.
Why?
It's cleaner. They've created, in my opinion, it's way cleaner than the Apple TV's operating system. Just the operating system it's easy and it's clean and it hardly ever fails. And
I love the Roku TVs, dog. Those are
I love the Fire Sticks. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, because
I sold Fire Sticks. I had them all. I had the Google discs. I had the Fire Sticks. Anything you could jailbreak, I used to sell back in the day.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see the name?
The Nexus, DHC.
That was the name back in the day, dog. Yep.
Well, spell it out.
Huh? The DHC.
DHC.
Yeah. The D had an HC, so they called them the DHC.
Oh, okay.
So,
right. I don't know if you should. Lisa, I don't like, for me, I like Fire Sticks. The stupid promotional credit is only like once a month or every 3 weeks or something. It's not like you're going to stack a bunch of credits, but they do give it. Hey, watch this. I think the last one I watched was a Ford Lightning, the electric F-150 truck commercial. And they gave me like a $3.50 credit for watching a 1 minute commercial.
Do they make you interact with it or no?
No.
I hate that shit where they're like,
you just got to watch it.
And then it's like, you have to click and shit to
no,
make sure
I think they do ask you, did you like the video or something? Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I like the Fire Stick, not necessarily for that. But I think it's smooth. I think it's real smooth. It's easy on the remote. It has Netflix, Hulu. It's got 4 buttons that you don't even have to turn the TV on. All you gotta do is grab the Fire Stick remote and hit Netflix, and bam, you're gonna turn on to Netflix. Plus, I like the Fire Stick because do you have Alexa in your house?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have Alexa in your house, you can control her from the Fire Stick remote. If you buy the good one with the little blue "Hey Alexa" on the thing, it'll also control your network.
It'll do that with the Roku TVs too. And what I like about the Roku TV is that if you buy a Roku TV where it's built into the TV, you can use the one remote on all the TVs. So it's dope because if I can't find a remote to one TV, I'll just go and grab it from like my daughter's room or some shit and then do it in the living room or whatever, you know?
Yeah, well, you can also get the Fire Stick app and have the remote on your phone at all times too.
Well, you do Roku too, but sometimes I just like the physical thing, you know?
Oh yeah, no, $4.30 a month is way too much. If I was you, I would for sure. You got to have Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. Well, you got to have Prime because Amazon's free; it just comes with it. Peacock and Paramount, I come and go with those. It depends what they got to offer at the moment. But no, I wouldn't pay no cable. You can get the same thing cable has on YouTube TV for $75 a month.
Yeah.
And you ain't got to sign no contract. And you can take it with you. So if you go out of town, I watch that in Puerto Vallarta. I watch my YouTube.
Yeah.
TV.
No, you know what? That's one thing. Luis said my dad just jailbroke his Fire Stick. He gets all the movies and pay-per-views. That's one thing, because I do have a Fire Stick. It's outdated, a little old, but
mine aren't that new.
It's one that I jailbroke a long time ago, like on my own. I watched a YouTube video and shit, and I still can get pay-per-views and shit from that. So that's one thing I do like about the Fire Sticks is that you can jailbreak them.
So Juice wants to know about the throwback episode they played yesterday. Did we talk about it?
Have you guys talked about the throwback episode? No, I didn't even catch it.
I didn't either. I have not caught up yet. I was super busy yesterday.
I just saw it was a fucking replay and I said, bullshit.
Is there something you want to add to it though, Juice? Like what happened? What are we missing? What am I going back for?
The CNR, let me look at it. CNR throwback. Taking a look back on CNR from 2008. Spot's Million Hand March. Tudmaster wears skinny jeans. Nicole has a blind date. And a classic friend in need.
Oh, you know wow.
Hey, I'm going back. Let's play a few seconds of this and we'll
do it. We'll absolutely. No, my buddy Tip Dog got it and he just gives me his access code.
Oh, he's gonna be kissing his.
It's funny to hear the
Case of America.
Yeah.
I thought of the story. I just came back from Iraq and I had like no freaking clothes. I wore the same thing every day for a year.
Yeah.
And so I went to the store. I talked to these two fine little girls and I was like, hey, I don't know what to wear. Just hook me up. I need pants and clothes. They're like, all right. They dressed me up in these tight jeans.
Oh, Doug, that's Tommy. He sounds so different.
He did. He sounds young.
Walk out, my balls are like just jumping out. I'm like, dude, seriously, this is what the fucking.
I'm so glad, dog, that skinny jean phase is over. That phase is.
Yes.
That shit, dog. Yeah, but anyway, Juice said I only pay for Peacock for the WWE. Oh yeah, I forgot. Juice is a huge WWE fan. That's yeah.
What about Covino saying that Nicole was a chosen one?
Oh, we talked about that earlier. Remember, we talked about May have hooked up with Covino and.
Oh yeah.
So Juice, we hit on that earlier. You might have dipped out for that, but Lisa actually said that she caught that as well. So it was something that I missed, but
no, was that when is that when she was Coley Biggins?
I guess so.
Okay, I remember Coley Biggins.
I remember if they said the chosen one when Covino and Rich, they hooked up with the same girl. I'm gonna play another second from the throwback.
The chosen one.
Become greater, and you'll become irritable, and you'll force yourself to go meet a woman to take care of the job for you.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to work.
Spot took a vow. You don't believe in Spot, do you?
No, I believe in Spot. I don't believe in his approach with women. If he was just himself, instead of listening to all that, and I'll just say it.
Hello, Baloo.
Yeah, from those dating coaches. If he was just Christian, he would.
Yeah.
That's where something like that happened. And I didn't know.
Anyway, so there's some throwback shit. A couple of takeaways from that throwback is it's funny to hear how different people sound. And I'm like, dog, does audio just age weird or some shit? Because even if I go back, a few years ago to when like me and Johnny did the show, I think we sound completely different. So I'm like, I don't know, dog. Do people's voices just naturally age?
Well, I guess after we're done, I'm gonna go listen to episode 49 and find out.
Go listen to it, dog. We should, that'd be hella dope.
We need live callers here. So if you guys ever feel like you want to call in, please do.
I do miss having live callers. Yeah, you know what?
We're not going to let you go all show though. Wink, wink, wink. But yeah, we do want to get some segments for sure.
Yeah. So
was not aimed and Juice. That was not aimed at you. Trust me.
Yeah. No,
I promise. That's a throwback to Nate Silverman and some other fun stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, but any final thoughts, dog? I think I'm gonna have to wrap it up here soon.
What are you gonna go, Trojan or the other one?
I just go raw
lifestyle.
Dog. I go raw dog.
Raw dog.
I wrap it up old school.
Hey, I got one last question. I hit you up with a while back, and but I don't think we ever got an answer. If you had egg rolls, right? Bomb egg rolls, and the only sauce you had to dunk them in. You didn't have no soy sauce. You didn't have any sweet and sour sauce. You didn't have any plum chili sauce. You didn't have any of that, right? Sheepskin. Yeah, Juice. My man. So, but if you only had ranch, are you raw dogging the egg roll or are you dipping it in the ranch?
I'd probably, you know what? I do like the Jack in the Box egg rolls in the ranch, in their buttermilk. So if all I had was some egg rolls that were bomb,
well, that's easy
all
for
I had
you.
Was ranch. No, then I would try it because I'm like, I already like the Jack ones. So why don't I try these? And worst thing that could happen is I fuck up one bite. Just make sure.
Bite. No, Tapatio's right, but you only got ranch.
You don't have ranch. You only have Tapatio.
No Tapatio, only ranch. What are you doing? I eat the Jack in the Box one straight. I raw dog them.
Yeah, I love the sweet and sour with those.
I do, but you know what? I do. But usually when I'm tuned in, I'm super munched out. And so I'll eat those on the way home. And I just save the sweet and sour for when I get home. And then whenever I'm making like nuggets or tenders in the air fryer.
Oh, dang.
And then it's like, no, I got a whole jar. I just cleaned it out because every year I put it on my phone. And when it resets, I just dump the whole drawer and start fresh. Yeah. But I save them from everywhere. You ain't ever seen none of these joints. Watch before you leave. I got to show you this.
All right, let's see. While we wait for El Cucuy, admire some of our graphics. All right, there we go. Back. Yup. I'm getting a text right now that We're going a little over. And if you wonder where the texts are coming from, it's for me to know.
Now, be honest. Have you ever seen these?
What is that? Oh, a Taco Bell salsa?
No, it's the green guacamole one. Avocado verde sauce. Bam.
There you go.
Chop it up. All right.
Chapo's gonna eat it or what?
No, I spilled some trying to lick it up. I gotta clean it. Hope I didn't break it.
Well, anyway, you got anything else to us or just that one?
No, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, I need a.
Don't trust the sheep.
No. She said, "Okay, girl. That sauce is fire. Now I got to try it."
No, I do not drink the sweet and sour sauce like D drinks salsa. No, he does. He does.
You know what? I was drinking some the other day.
Right, you know what?
Random
You know
ass
what?
restaurant.
You know what? Here we go.
I bet that shit's bomb. Damn, that looks so good.
That's fire, bro.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you, Andrew, Lisa, Juice, Luis, Funky Monkey, everybody that joined us.
Thank you.
My bad. All the future dudes, the Reinhardts, the Joeys in Texas, all of them. So we appreciate everything. Andrew,
we do.
We have Sims in here. Now, Fournier is the one that is not in here today, but I'm sure he'll catch us in the future. So after show, but later, your boy D. El Cucuy. We actually had some decent graphic shit today. So now that I know this works, maybe we could do something in the future that's kind of cool. So after show, but later, we will see you guys in the next episode.
No Diddy. He slurps ketchup packets. That's good. I like it.
Ugh. All right. After show, but later, let's go.
Peace.
Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey.